The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome everyone to episode 182 of the Daily Mother Swole. And I just saw a question on Periscope about mobility training for a beginner. That's like the best time to do mobility trainer because it sets your body up for success. Welcome to the Daily Swole podcast, episode 182. My name is Dash, aka Papa Swolenormous. And it's episode 182. This is live on Facebook, live on Periscope, both at Swolenormous. You can find every episode on YouTube at Swolenormous, youtube.com/Swolenormous. And also, this is a podcast. That's why there's a microphone and a pop screen right here on SoundCloud and iTunes. So if you want to go to iTunes, look up Daily Swole or Swolenormous, and also soundcloud.com/Swolenormous. The app is available for Android and iOS. Awesome as a podcast. And if you want to watch my face and watch me get up in your grill on the YouTube, you can check me out, YouTube at Swolenormous. Today's episode 182 is, can you actually build muscle while losing fat? Everyone always asks me. This is like the holy grail, honestly. This is the cup of gains. If you're Indiana Jones, you're looking for the cup of gains. Can you build muscle while losing fat? This comes down to a very simple principle that I'll reiterate and I'll talk about again at the end of the episode. People don't have patience. People don't have patience for anything in their life. You want it now. Can you build muscle and lose fat? Oh, you mean can you have everything all at once? Well, let's find out. First off, building muscle and losing fat at the same time is called recomposition. Now, that's like keeping your weight the same, but changing what the weight's made of. So if you're keeping, let's say you're 190 pounds, you're keeping your body weight 190 pounds, but you're losing fat, but building muscle at the same time. So your body is just recompositioning. It's changing. You're eating the same amount of calories and your body is just changing what it's made of. This is extremely difficult, extremely sensitive, and most beginners or most people won't be able to be as on point to get this to actually happen. Another thing, when you are new to fitness, there's another very important point. When you're new to fitness, and I've talked about alarm reactions and stimulus and changing stimuli. When you're new to fitness, everything is a shock. Everything is shocking. Everything is new. Everything is, wow, a new stress. Everything is exciting. Since everything is exciting, everything is a new stress to the body doesn't know what the hell is going on. Everything is a shock. Everything is adaptation, shock. And when you do your training, and you've heard of mix it up, your body gets used to it, change up your routine. When you start working out, everything is a change to your routine. So your body is responding to a lot of new stimuli. So it's easier and more likely for a person who's new to fitness to recomposition, to build muscle and lose some fat at the same time, because your body is kind of like in a shock state, so to speak. Your body is responding to a lot of new stimuli. Your body doesn't have those, that situation where it's used to it. Your body isn't kind of burnt or dull to certain exercises. It hasn't had exposure to anything before, so it is responding to a lot of new things, and it can do so very well when done properly. Once you've been training for years and years and years, it's not as simple just to go to the gym and do some chest and build muscle. You have to train your body differently. You learn your body differently. Your body gets better, but also your body's been exposed and is used to a lot of these stresses. So it's hard to shock it into new growth and give it more overload because it's been handling overload for 10, 15 years. So when I go to the gym, I know my body. I know my body better than someone who's just starting to work out, but at the same time, I have to give my body that much more and work a little bit more on shock therapy, so to speak, and that alarm reaction, that initial change, to go to the next level, to go to the next step up the staircase towards Swoleville, if you know what I'm saying. So new trainers or new people that are in the gym have a little better of an option in order, have a little better of a potential to build muscle and lose some fat at the beginning. Here are the basics. If you want to gain weight, if you want to gain muscle, you have to gain weight. Gaining muscle is gaining weight. And muscle for the size weighs more than fat. It's like the same as a metal marble versus like, a small square of styrofoam. For the same overall weight, you're going to have a lot less space. You're going to have more density for that marble ball and that steel ball than you will for like this big styrofoam box. So a styrofoam box can weigh the same as a steel marble because of density, but that's the difference between muscle and fat. Muscle is going to weigh more. That's why a more slender person that's lean and muscular will weigh the same as someone who's more fat, bigger, looking wise, more inflamed and more balloon looking, because muscle weighs more than fat for its size. More calories means gain. If you want to build muscle, you have to eat more calories. That's it. If you want to build and if you want to have supply, you need supplies. If you're going to build a house, you need extra supplies. You can't build a 20-story building with 8 bricks. Think about that. That's an extreme situation, but you can't build muscle by chewing on lettuce. You have to eat more than your body needs to burn during the day so it has extra to build, a surplus. If you want to lose weight, you have to cut calories. You have to be in a deficit. You need to have less than your body needs for the day, so it has to look elsewhere on the body for reserves. That is the basic. More calories to gain and less calories to lose. And there are some, everyone's different. Some people can eat more and have a harder time gaining weight. Some people can eat, maybe 100, 200 calories more than their total and gain muscle. And those ratios are going to depend on the person and their style of training and their experience in training and so forth. But you're not going to be able to eat less and build muscle. The only way where you can build muscle and lose fat in general is if you're taking anabolic steroids. And that's why these guys that are competing are lean, shredded, and pumped beyond belief, because it's not realistic. When you're calorically depleted and you're dehydrated, you don't retain that much muscle fullness and size. That's why they look so pumped, because they're taking hormonal supplements, aka steroids, in order to maintain that fullness and maintain that muscle synthesis and that muscle maintenance. That's the only reason. Growth hormone, all these different things. So don't get it twisted. I'm not getting into that topic of anabolics, but that's why. And more people than you ever could imagine on Instagram, when men and women alike, are taking illegal substances that, whether or not they should be illegal, that's not this argument, but they are taking it, and they don't say anything because of sponsorship. So they're lying to you. They're lying to you by omitting and by negating and not addressing the fact that they're taking things that are helping them more than that bottle of pills, which is doing shit, that protein powder that's doing shit, that fucking fitness tea crap that's doing shit. All that stuff sucks. It doesn't work. It's a marketing ploy. It might taste good, but it's not making you more fit or lose weight or shed fat, blah, blah. If anything, maybe depletes a little bit of water. But the fact, now they just take that Cell Tech. Yeah, Cell Tech. Here's the thing. I don't know how Cell Tech is right now. Let me address that, because most people knows what Cell Tech. Cell Tech is old school. Cell Tech is old school. That was around when I started training like 15, 20 years ago. Now, the reason why this started getting popular, and I think Cell Tech is actually a big reason why creatine and these things got popular, because that was a big thing. Cell Tech is sugar and creatine. I don't know how they make their product now, but it used to be when you would load, it would say to load this stuff, you'd be sucking down several scoops a day, and it was sugar with creatine. So you would gain size. Why? Because you're sucking down like 500 to 1,000 calories of sugar while you're taking Cell Tech, and people would get big. They would get some bloating. Yeah, because they were sucking down calories. Cell Tech would get people huge because you were loading. You were doing extra scoops for like a couple of weeks of thousands of calories of sugar, and people would gain weight, and then it got popular. I think, honestly, that blurred people to the fact of what it actually was, and then supplements just kept on getting more and more popular. Like, wow, they work, Cell Tech, creatine. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It was a lot of sugar. It probably still is sugar. First off, you don't have to load creatine anyway, but at the same time, it was just a ton and ton of sugar, and that's why you would gain weight a lot quickly, because you were just sucking down calories and pushing yourself towards diabetes at the same time. So that stuff is crap. It's just creatine with sugar. You don't need it. I don't know how they make it now. I used to take it back in the day. I did take it, but I noticed that right away. I'm like, this is just sugar. So there's a lot of arguments for what supplements actually work. I did a show on raw supplements, my favorite raw supplements, and there are some good sites where you can actually get just the raw white powder supplements. You have to get one of those little micro scales and weigh it out. But you can get actually the ingredients and make it yourself. It tastes like shit because you're not putting all the artificial sweeteners and junk in it. It might not taste like fucking Pop-Tarts, but you're going to get the actual ingredient. And then if you add one at a time, you can see what actually works. So if you're going to do a supplement, just a little extra, you can, I recommend only doing one new supplement at a time. One new supplement at a time. Don't go trying 5 different things at once because you're not going to know what works. But raw supplements will help you actually see if that actual supplement specifically works for you. I'll say for a couple moments after on Periscope, thank you so much for joining me for episode 182 of The Daily Mother. Look for it, Flex Friday, making them sick fucking gains. Remember, podcast, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Swolenormous. I'm looking for I got it. Boop, for Periscope here. So you can watch me live 12 noon Eastern time every day on Facebook, facebook.com/Swolenormous. That's my Facebook page, so make sure you like that and follow me there, and turn on live notifications on Facebook so you can get me live, and also on Periscope. Make sure you subscribe on Periscope @Swolenormous, and make sure you do both. If you're subscribed on Periscope, make sure you follow me on Facebook as well, because sometimes I'm traveling, if I'm out and about, I might only be able to do one at a time. So if you get alerts on both, you'll know when I'm on. And also YouTube @Swolenormous, podcast, SoundCloud, Snapchat, Instagram, Musical.ly, Twitter, all of that shit. Thanks for joining me. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Flex Friday. Later.